Supreme Court out of New York. Supreme Court out of New York. Boasberg out of New York. Boasberg out of New York. No, you go and do about your business. This wouldn't be any problem to hear this while you were trying to sit in court. Boasberg out of New York. Boasberg is partially right. He's not fully right. I guess that's his thing. No, this is just normal government work, right? That's some delicious coffee. Wow. Absolutely delicious. I think that's Papua New Guinea bean. That was cold brewed. I was looking up another Papua New Guinea blend, and it was the trigger number. There's only a small chance that it's happenstance. Right. Okay, so what this all comes from, again, why are they protesting? Because they smoke cannabis, okay? This is really it. It all started with cannabis. So they connect to everything illegal. So narcotics users will stand up for the immigrant. Why? Because they supply the narcotics. Right. In fact, Elon might be supporting them. Who knows? Right. Judge Roberts out of New York. Justice Roberts out of New York. Let's go about your business in the courtroom. That doesn't mess up anything, right? I mean, total focus. Appropriate decorum. No, they're just protesting. I mean, they got a right, freedom of speech. Right. Why would you be here ruling New York, Justice Roberts? You don't even live here. Yeah. Well, you have to do it now because it's not going to be easier in 4 years or 8 years. It's not a shoo-in. Like the Democrats are going hard protecting the immigrants. It's not a shoo-in that they're going to get elected because that's the one thing that what pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people don't talk about things, but all right. Well, you take care, like the one girl. I don't know why they deported her so fast and how all that went, but she's going home on Thanksgiving and they deported her. And, well, when you do something like that, it's shocking, but it gets people to self-deport, right? So the family unit leaves together so they don't have that happen, right? And then, go to where they're supposed to be and then try to get some cost. The fact is, if they didn't screw us over with all the bullshit immigrant stuff and taking the jobs of Americans, they don't give a shit about our kids. It's like you have an obligation to give a shit about their kids. But they took your kids' lives away, peddled drugs into your kids' lives, willed them to use it, addicted them to it. Right. And then they take care of their own kids because they got money to pay off everybody. I mean, have you seen? Life is metaphysical, really. So how the hell do they have these like $100,000 pickup trucks, and we're driving like beaters around because they stole the world, right? Because they paid off, right? With drug money, what else? I believe the techies made a lot of money from drug money. I believe part of the importation was from the techies bringing it in, and that's how they made it through hard times in their businesses and made those mega businesses by laundering narcotics and narcotics money. Sex trafficking probably also. Just pay a couple politicians, a couple cops. So they really screwed it up so the law-abiding people of their country couldn't get here because there's no slots for them because they stole all those slots, number one. Number two, we don't have any money because they were working, living in housing, free housing, and getting, I have to get to LA. Could I have a ticket? All right. I need some spending money. I'm going to go visit my aunt in LA. I got money to spend while I'm there. Get there. I need a hotel. I just came in from Nicaragua. Oh, here. Okay, I got a week hotel. Go visit my aunt. I got spending money. That's what they were doing. And then people administering the program, here's 1,000 for you and 1,000 for me. They'll never know. Just right up that he gave him 2,000. Well, because the guy and gal didn't use their real name anyway. Oh, yeah, I gave 2,000 to Pedro Lopez. So again, we could have financed their country like we used to, and then improved their colleges. You went to college down there and had a real job. I told Biden to bring them in and make it work, but they have to work, and you have to regulate it. You have to know when to stop. Right. So nobody should be coming in here that's not going to work unless they have a valid amnesty claim and they're disabled or elderly. Right. The fact is, a lot of them were working and drawing the benefits. Right. In fact, some of it's not even traceable. You can speak Spanish, just walk down the street and get some money. Tell them you just got here. My name is Maduro. I'm from Venezuela. I need money. So again, this idea where we should just be like, oh, they don't walk around going, oh, your children. They think we're stupid white people. That's what they think. Right. Or stupid black people. Because no, they're the only time they're a buddy with a black person is when, I'm an immigrant, you're black, you know how to be the color, you know. Oh, Cheech is here. Cheech is here with us. Spirited Cheech is with us. How do I stupid that word? As soon as they start taking their benefits, power to the people. We're the people. Right. I agree. They don't care about your kids. In fact, if they could steal your house from you and give it to one of their people or for them, they would do it. 100%. I was appalled. Now they work for criminal bosses. Nothing's going to change them. You thought what I was saying to all of you was an option, right? Somebody, I think, is operating the Democrats because they're going in the wrong direction. Like, all immigrants get to stay if they have a 9 to 5. Like, that makes sense, right? You know, there you go. Trendy reg. Everybody applies for a job at Walmart just so they can stay and deal drugs and launder it. Thanks, sorry. Of course, they would probably devise a system that says they worked and it didn't work, right? Just pay somebody to say they work for them, right? And with dope money. I can recommend Boya Mic. They're very, very customer oriented, right? And I think they work well. I think I have to turn vocal boost off of this, right? I think my vocal boost makes it too sharp. And again, for feature, you're not going to get that out of $150 two wireless mics, a receiver, and 2 external lavs plus the internal mic and a couple of like wind muffs. Although I don't think this has much of a problem with wind, the way it was constructed. Wind muffs are a little bit touch and go, but that was the only thing. We have strong and weak noise cancellation. You have, and it's AI, and I've seen the AI work. What happens is you turn it on, and you watch the meter fluctuate. So it's actually looking like it's not working. As soon as you speak and then you stop, it goes all the way down. So it actually waits for your voice, and then it adjusts based upon your voice. So the AI noise cancellation actually works. Now, of course, there's some instances where it won't work, and that's raw noise cancellation. It'll give you a little bit of background noise. Right? And it has a customizable EQ. I didn't spend time trying to learn it. I tried to put a little bit of bass in it, and then it got a little muddy, so I just hit vocal boost, and it seemed to work. But I put another mic in here, an external mic, so vocal boost might be a bit much. I put a hotter mic in. I mean, you're not gonna, customizable EQ is like, I don't think anybody has it except for them. Now, they are starting, I think, I can't quite understand. They don't explain it well because, these Chinese companies just don't sometimes understand this part of it. There's a bunch of techies, but they don't know how to communicate their device. I think it's AI. It does an AI EQ, but because it says it does a voice AI, so a voice adjustment AI. And I'm not sure, if they're trying to say noise cancellation, or does it do noise cancellation EQ, compression. That's where it's going to go. Where it's going to adjust your voice. It'll have like 3 settings, tell you what kind of voice you want, whether you want a dark, bright, or right. So I thought that was neat because you see the word AI and you're like, but it was like I'm like, oh, the noise cancellation isn't working. As soon as I spoke, it went boop. It went all the way down. It thought the background noise was the noise I was recording. When it realized my voice was the voice it was recording, then it got rid of all the background noise. Now there's some that are more expensive, like that Shure one. The only thing I don't like about it is that you can't plug in a lavalier, which makes it smaller. You may not need to, but for some reason I'm just old-fashioned. I like that option. I find them to be nice, and then you plug in the case and you charge it. I was having trouble with the dongle, and they just sent me a whole new thing. He was just like, "Give me your address." I'm like, "Whoa!" I thought they were going to try to, somebody's trying to fix it, troubleshoot it. But it may be a problem that they had before. It wouldn't do anything. It would just disappear. It wouldn't charge. It wouldn't. I tried. It's like what they should have did is have like a reset, like an external reset, where you take the little, prong and go boom, right, or something like that. There is a reset on it, but you have to get inside the menu. So I should be able to reset it because I felt like it was on, but it wasn't like visually on, right? And it wasn't transmitting. But I felt like if I had a reset pin, and a hole for it, I probably could do it. So again, I would work on not going. I mean, you want to be filmed being thrown out of restaurants and no service. I mean, I don't think that's going to get us anywhere on a case. But I mean, maybe you could use that in front of the Supreme Court, saying, "Look, they won't even service." And then there's something because of the way you're acting, like you won't let people do drugs and immigrants steal jobs from Americans. You won't let them do that, so they're not going to feed you then. Right. Yeah, they're all mad because there was a planned Latino takeover, and they're trying to thwart it right now. Right. Tell you, foreign spies set it up with the narcos. It's just very difficult to stop narcotics when you have that density of people that really don't give a shit whether you stop it or not. Right, and that's those immigrant communities. In fact, if the drug dealer frequents their restaurant and gives them some big tips, then that's fine. Again, there are Americans like that, but they were born here, and we'll put them in prison if we have to. But 1%. We don't need another, million that are like that, right? No, at a certain point, it was obvious that the country had turned into narcotics and sex trafficking money laundering. Like they didn't give a shit, and they still probably don't. That's why they're backing these immigrants. They want that money instead of letting the real economy pick up. Right. Well, you all should have let the Americans have their lives instead of working with the cartels and all the other criminals and effing them off. Then they would have something. They wouldn't be looking at what you had. Right. Agreed. No, they planned that we get nothing and they get everything. Believe you me. Yeah, ended up with a lot of olive oil in here. I did a mikveh. I did a mikveh while the Amidah Shimon Esrei was playing. I had to fill up with water and submerge it. I said it's one of the only things that you have to ensure was that it was submerged completely while uttering the prayer. He said the rest, well, what kind of water you use and all that, that's relative, right? And yet, that if we go through history, before the rabbis had too much time on their hand and made up all these stupid rules, that was probably it, right? The only rule, the original rule was it had to be submerged while you uttered the prayer. And that makes sense, right? Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Well, it's like a monopoly. Well, we're the only ones who got the real mikvah. What do you know? How much money you got? Rabbi Mafia. The religion scam has been here since religion immemorial. Right. So Hashem said, I didn't think about it. I just on the fly. Hashem said, the only thing you got to do is the prayer and have it submerged. That's the real requirement. The rest is, fluff, right? Negotiable. But Hashem just put it in my head right now. And that was the original idea. And then all of a sudden the rabbis were like, how can we make this better? Well, you get a job and go to work, Rabbi. Instead of sitting around figuring out how to make us all poor. And you rich. Right. I work hard in government people. I do more government work in a year than the government people do. Right. Or most, at least. Right. Yeah, I'm the most diverse government work. I wear the most government hats without being in the government. Than the government. I wear more government hats without being in government than the government people do in the government. In actuality, the government would put me would retire me just so I could help them in other places. That's part of it, probably, right? But then they tried to kill me instead of let me have a good life, right? Yeah, Deep State tried to kill me, man, and they definitely tried to kill Luna. I guess obviously did kill Luna. So they do is they torture their victim and say it's a reaction to the investigative information. It's a big scam. Because you won't react to it for like years. I didn't even see it for years, and I saw them like, Then they torture you in conjunction with it. So then you're going to have a reaction. It's just basic psychology, basic torture 101. Right. That's them saying that. Hey, the sun's back out before it gets real cold. That's interesting. I could have actually, I should have got the Gooby on. Right. That's nice living around. I wish I could have got here 10, 20 years ago. I'd have had somewhat of a real life. Right. But again, that's why I got here at this point, is because they kind of try to use it like, see, all you had to do was get here. As if it was possible. Well, because they're anti-power shifting somewhere else. Right? Of course, Trump draws some of their fire. Thanks, Larry. I'm telling you, just move another carrier in. China's not going to start a war. They're just going to keep trying to do it on the cheap. You owe us, you give it to us. Taiwan is ours, go away. I don't even think it matters. I mean, China has so much land mass, so much money. I don't even know why they do that. Well, the answer is actually to make peace. Once you make honest peace, it doesn't matter anymore. Right? Just another country. Right. I agree. Oh, I mean, if you go back in history, you know, right? Actually, you owe us, but Japan would have killed you, right? Right. But once you get to a certain level of peace and an agreement, then it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Who cares? Right. I guess you have a large population, so land mass is important. But, right. I guess Taiwan probably is overpopulated also, so it doesn't really help. Right. Well, they were moving in the right direction, and then they reversed. I don't know who did it. Right. Well, that's why they were saying okay to Hong Kong and all that. Maybe that was the plot. I don't know. Good. No, Taiwan's a pretty tough subject, right? I don't really think it matters much. I mean, China actually hurt themselves more than helped themselves by some of the crazy shenanigans they've engaged in over the last 10 years. Right. Well, I think the Communist Party tried to reassert itself, and I don't even think it's ever worked when they do that. Because Mao did that, and it just got worse. Right. But it doesn't matter. Again, the progression will be a social government, but there has to be a reason to move in that direction. Right? Not iron fist socialism. It'll be, well, we got all we need. Why not give it to everyone? Right. And that's where it's going to go eventually. Again, if you invest the money, every government should be investing money. Every state government should invest money, and then it's finished. Just let people have. That's the problem. You all don't want to let others have. Right. They can't be happy to be wealthy and powerful. They have to have people that don't have to feel like they're anybody. Bunch of loonies. Thanks, sorry. If I wanted to, I guess this MMA dude or something in Arizona. Instead of saying how he's going to kick their ass, and he's like, "I'm cooperating. I'm not resisting." Because they flashed to him on the ground. I've been cooperating since the beginning. I think he's just drunk or something, right? Come on. Going to Arizona FOP. I mean, I don't know the guy. What's his name? John Wicks or something? John Wick. Who is that? was an actor. Wait a minute. That's in the movie. Let's see if he's in my name. Oh, he's a movie actor or something? Oh, no, grappling, yeah. He's a judo dude or something. Yeah, most of what they do is just hacking, numbers, and once they torture you. Right. Oh, that's nice. What dropped there? The glue gun. Yeah, I got to get my hobby room set up at a certain point. Still in the middle of actually kind of moving in here because I didn't want to just junk it up. I'm going to put this furniture together. I got a table coming. I was trying to figure out what to do with the table. I was trying to think, should I build my own? Because you get a really nice, thick tabletop, 36 by 36 for the price that they charge, for these tables is like, I think it's like $220 for the table and $150. I can get a tabletop. It went weird. I didn't realize the table I was buying was a butcher, like a kind of a more of a larger. It's a cross between a plank and a butcher block, right? And I didn't realize that, or I probably would have opted for a different table, like a different build. I'd have built it myself because with an 1.5-inch countertop type tabletop, which is $150, I got them. You could mount legs any which way in those. So thick, right? But what I did is I bought the legs of a table that I couldn't fit in here. It's 54 by 54, and the smallest it'll be is like 54 by 36, and I just felt like a 36 by 36 was right. So I ordered the legs I wanted and bought one of their other tables. Now, I don't know if I was talking to AI or not, because, they'll say, okay, now you can talk to one of our agents, but they just switch it to a more educated, a higher coded AI, right? And it acts like a person. Chinese do that, I think. Now we will give you to our agent. It's like agent AI. But so I ended up purchasing it, and I'm like, well, should I have purchased it? But again, it's the right color. I don't have to worry about testing stain to get it to the right color. Right. Well, the problem is they said the legs don't fit, and I'm like, I don't know. I know I can get them to fit. I just don't know how much modification I'm going to have to do because I bought the legs from the one because they were selling replacement legs, right? And it was a good deal. I mean, you couldn't get better priced legs like that, and they were painted black like I wanted them, so I don't have to paint them black. So I just got their other table, and it just looks like it's close to fitting. Like for me, I kept getting this buzz that the legs I purchased were bigger, much bigger. And when I looked at the breakdown in the manuals and the photos, and I'm like, it can't be that much bigger. So we'll see where it is. Right. And that's if the thing comes. I didn't want to order it either at first because everybody's complaining. I mean, it's destroyed. When it arrives, it's destroyed, which means their packaging is substandard, right? Generally, right? Well, most new packaging is now completely surrounded by like a hard styrofoam, right? Or a much denser styrofoam. So I don't think they did that. So we'll see. I actually found a tabletop at Wayfair, but it was 200, like with tax and shipping. I don't think I had shipping, so it was like 250. And I'm thinking, I think I can get 2 chairs and a table for 320. Right. I just really wanted those legs. They're nice, so we'll see where it gets me. I'm hoping it doesn't get destroyed in shipment. It's easy to build, it's like a pub table. It's easy to build, but I wanted these legs. They have like a really nice carving to them. The actual 54 by 54 table is nice, but it would just destroy my little nook over here. It'd just be nothing left. You'd have to inch around the table. No, I don't think you have to inch around it, but you will when I'm done here, because I'm going to put a cabinet over here. So that's why I went with the pub table. I did increase it to 4 chairs. Well, theoretically, by looking at what I looked at, all the hardware is the same. So I don't know if it won't fit or not, or will fit. I'm really not too caring about it, because in the end, if it's obstinate, I'll just glue it, and then it won't matter because it'll fit that way. Everything disassembles, the side pieces and everything. Even though it comes assembled, you can take the side pieces off, and if it doesn't fit in the pocket, you can cut the side pieces about 1 inch or whatever it is, each one, or each side, because you have to keep it centered. Right. You can do that on a miter saw, and then it'll fit in at that point. I might have to use ankle brackets instead of the regular bolts, but we'll see. And I might actually just put together that table for now, and I got those legs here, and later build another table, and then take that table and put it somewhere else. Like a craft table or something, because it's counter high. That's a good height. All right, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.